Good morning and welcome to Daily Devo, the best way to start your day in the Word of God. My name is Whitney Meade and welcome to the show. If you want to be a part of the Daily Devo crew, you can sign up for our monthly email newsletter at whitneymeade.com. You'll get exclusive announcements, merch discounts, and a sneak peek of all my new projects before I announce them here on the channel. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Now, let's get down to business. We're studying the beautiful love story of Ruth and Boaz this month, and on Friday we read about Ruth's exciting first day in the fields of Boaz. Boaz spotted her, she found favor with him, she shared a meal with him, and then he made sure that extra grain was left in the fields for her to pick up. How thrilling. Now let's see what happens when Ruth returns home to Naomi to share about the events of the day. So Ruth gleaned in the field until evening. Then she threshed the barley she had gathered, and it amounted to about an ephah. She carried it back to town, and her mother-in-law saw how much she had gathered. Ruth also brought out and gave to her what she had left over after she had eaten enough. Her mother-in-law asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one at whose place she had been working. "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz," she said. "The Lord bless him," Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. "He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead." She added, "That man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers." Then Ruth the Moabite said, "He even said to me, 'Stay with my workers until they finish harvesting all my grain.'" Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, "It will be good for you, my daughter, to go with the women who work for him, because in someone else's field you might be harmed." So Ruth stayed close to the women of Boaz to glean until the barley and wheat harvests were finished, and she lived with her mother-in-law. Ruth returns home to Naomi, carrying the leftover food from her meal with Boaz and all of the grain she harvested that day. Do you know how much Ruth gathered? 6 gallons total after it had been threshed. That is a lot of barley to collect by hand. Of course, Naomi was absolutely shocked. She probably never expected to see this much food enter her house in one day, especially from the hands of a woman. Naomi needs details, and Ruth is excited to tell her. I'm sure that Naomi's first thought was, I wonder if this man would be willing to marry Ruth. But she doesn't set Ruth on that path right away. She does tell her that he is one of their kinsman redeemers, a distant relative who is charged with caring for the widows of their family lineage. But as we'll read in the story in a little bit, there's a twist to that story plot as well. So instead of getting all lovey-dovey on Ruth, Naomi talks practically. She says, it's better for you to go with the women who work for Boaz so that you'll be safe and you won't be hurt by men in other fields. This is a very exciting turn of events for these two widows. Tune in tomorrow morning and I'll share what happens next. God bless you, and I'll see you bright and early in the morning.